Yo, welcome to the Big Bossman Roundtable. I'm Uncle Freezy, and I am here with the creator, producer, Woodshed 1914 is in the building. Wood, what's good, bro?
Good afternoon, everybody. Everybody. As you can see with the picture I got up right now, I stand in solidarity with Big 30, man. I wish we had him, but we don't. But here we are. We found our way into a series. It wasn't a series, but now it's a series. So here we are.
Hmm. Yeah, man. That's interesting, bro.
Yeah, that's just the way the NBA playoffs work, man. It's not a series until the home team loses. It's impossible for the road team to win a series without winning um, on the road. So we now have a series. Um, a lot of people we can point the finger at about yesterday's game, but the only person I'm going to point the finger at, I'm not going to pick on Mitch. I'm not even going to pick on Josh Hart for throwing the ball away, clanking a free throw. I'm not even going to pick on Jalen Brunson for clanking a free throw when they gave him the flagrant one, which means he would have got two shots and the ball with a chance to take command of the game. But I'm looking square at Tom Thibodeau. I'm looking square at Tom Thibodeau. And the reason I'm looking square at Tom Thibodeau is because the debacle of last night was avoidable. Under no circumstances should the Knicks be using a seven-man rotation in these playoffs. Under no circumstances. After you just went deep into the bench to secure the victory in game four by giving Precious Achua an opportunity to get in the game, to get some crucial offensive rebounds, to get a big block shot on Embiid, to reward the guy with little to no burn and really what should have been a closeout game. I'm puzzled by that. I'm puzzled by that. We got guys playing 50 minutes when we don't have to have guys playing 50 minutes. Like it just doesn't make sense. Say what you want, but last night we needed somebody that can get a bucket. Alec Burke can get you a bucket. You don't need to have help him play point guard, but he can get in there and give you an occasional bucket. And we didn't have that. The Bogdanovich situation just unfortunate. He's out. So, that's a guy that's a very capable scorer that can help you steal a game or two in the playoffs. He's that good on the offensive side of the floor. So we lost a little bit of ammunition there in this series. And personally, I'm now expecting it to go seven. I hope it doesn't. I hope we go and take care of business in Philadelphia and get ready for the second round. But at this point, I'm expecting it to go to a seven-game series with game seven coming back to New York. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We're now locked into a series. Biggest question that everyone has is where is Dante DiVincenzo? That's the biggest question that we can ask at this point. Where on earth is Dante DiVincenzo? Where are you, Dante? Where are you? What happened? Why are we averaging 9 points with 33% from the field and 30% from three? What happened? Where are you? And this is one of the concerns that some people had during the regular season was historically, as a player in the playoffs, Dante has not been good. He just has not been good. It didn't matter if he was on the Bucks or on the Warriors, and it's looking like more of the same with the Knicks. So, we're in a position now where the second best guard on this team is Deuce McBride. That's the second best guard on this team. And that's not to downplay Deuce or to try and chastise Deuce, but Deuce is now the second best guard on this team in the playoffs. And I would argue that the only consistent scorer at the guard spot in this playoffs. So we're gonna have to be in a situation where Thibodeau's gonna have to seriously consider saying, "Hey, I'm gonna let Dante start, but I'm gonna have to give Deuce these minutes because the one thing about him being a football player, which if you go watch Deuce's quarterback highlights, they were amazing. They were amazing as a QB. If you go watch him, man, he's a tough kid. He played for Bob Huggins. You need to hear no more than that. He played for Bobby Huggins, which means he'll never flinch. So right now we have Brunson, who's a dynamite guard. We have uh, Deuce, who's becoming a dynamic guard. They can score from all three levels legitimately. And that's it at the guard spot. There's nothing behind them in these playoffs. There's literally nothing behind them. If it's not Brunson or Deuce scoring at the guard spot, we're getting nothing at the guard spot. And unfortunately, we're playing in a series where we got a guard in Maxi who can pretty much match JB. You know what I'm saying? This is another guard that if JB scores 40, guess what? Maxi can score 40. So, to opine and go back to the question, where the hell is Dante DiVincenzo? Where are you, dude? Where are you? We gave all these other players hell about how they were shooting historically bad. We killed Randall. This guy shooting 33% from the field. And you're a shooting guard. He got one job. Shoot. Shoot. So the strategy kind of flipped. Nick Nurse said, all right, all right, all right, all right. We're going to let JB get his to an extent, but we're going to focus on these other guys. Okay, so who's going to step up? Bogey is gone. He's no longer an option. Dante's taking his normal career playoff vacation. Um, Josh Hart, I don't know what was wrong with him last night. He was playing like he was inside of a gun barrel or something. I don't know what was wrong with him. He was playing erratic last night. But the question becomes, who's going to step up? Because at this point, Philadelphia got two players that are going to combine for 70 points every game of this series. Whether that's Embiid scoring 50 something, Maxi scoring 20 something, or Maxi scoring 40 something, and Embiid scoring 25. They're going to give you 70 points from those two guys, minimum. We got Brunson, but who's going to step up and help out?
Mm.
If it's one time where we need the Villanova boys to step up, they need to do it in Philly in Game 6. Y'all have won championships in that city. So I know you ain't afraid of the lights. The Knicks fans are doing our part. We packing out that arena, you know what I'm saying, and doing that part. Y'all got to do it. Y'all got to finish the job, man. Y'all got to finish the job. But the last thing I want to say before I give Freeze an opportunity to rebuttal is I got to see Thibodeau go back to being the evolved Tom Thibodeau in games 1 through 4. What we got last night was the stubborn ass Tom Thibodeau that intentionally played a 7-man rotation for no known reason. You literally traded to get more pieces so that you don't have to play a short rotation. He chose to play a 7-man rotation. Dudes out there, their legs are like jelly. Legs are so gone, they missing free throws, man. They making mental mistakes. And you got options that you refuse to go to. You don't want to put Precious at you in the game. You don't want to put, Alec Burks in the game when you need a bucket. We're just gonna run these guys out there and play them 50 minutes. So why don't we go back to do what was working? Why don't we do that? Why did we change philosophies? Was he shell shocked when Bogey went down? I don't know. But why do we stop doing what worked to give us a 3-1 lead? I don't know, Freezy. I've got nothing. A lot of people will say, "Oh, it's just one game." Now, last night kind of pissed me off, man. It kind of pissed me off because we supposed to be getting ready for the second round, and we gave that one away.
I don't think it's Tibbs. I don't think it's Tibbs, bro. I think inexperienced guys made dumb, inexperienced plays last night. If Josh Hart makes listen, Josh Hart is a 70% free throw shooter, so we got to expect him to be a 70% free throw shooter, right? So him missing free throws, even though I don't like it, I understand. If it was Emmanuel Quickly that missed 2 free throws and missed another one, then I'd have been with you. But when you talk about plays where you're up 5 and you're up 5 and you throwing the ball away on a fast break when all you had to do was slow it down and run clock. See,
That's literally all you had to do. That's literally all you had to do.
That's a rookie move right there, bro.
I'm gonna tell you something else.
Mitchell Robinson falling for the pump fake on a 3-pointer. That's a rookie move, bro.
But to Tibbs' credit, he was screaming foul. Like, go back and watch the clip. Right. You can hear Tibbs screaming foul, foul, foul.
Right.
And the son of
because that's what you're supposed to do in that situation.
Fouls after the man gets the shot off. Like, bro, like what we doing, man?
No. Wood, think about it. If we foul them before they get a shot off, they go to the free throw line and shoot 2 free throws. We get the ball back. Right? Then they got to foul us, and then we go down to the other end and shoot free throws. But what our team was doing was waiting on the 3-pointer to go up so we can grab the rebound.
Jesus.
You got to be smarter in those situations. That's like, you know what I'm saying, your kid going to school with one shoe on, right? You're like, right. Junior, why the hell you went to school with one shoe on? Oh, you didn't tell me I needed to put another 2 shoes on. You got 2 feet. Oh, I didn't know. You telling him about it, man. You telling him about everything else. Don't forget your homework. Don't forget your book bag. Wash your face. Take a shower. Get clean. All this other stuff, and then he walk out the door with no shoes. That's what it was like in that moment, right? These players know that.
Part of me saying I shouldn't be as upset as I am about that game, but I'll be honest, man. Like, there's a thing in sports where if you're not careful, you can allow one game to beat you twice. And
right.
I hope we aren't in that type of scenario, man, where we allow one game to beat us twice. And my question to you is this:
I think we're in that space, bro.
I hate it, but I agree. I mean, I'm at the point. At this point, I'm expecting it to go 7 games, bro. Like, I really am.
Can I explain to you what that space is? It's the law of the conservation of energy, I think is what they call it, where you can't destroy energy. Energy is only moved around. Right. What happened is when you get in these games where a team is folding late, right? The energy in this series is it's going to come down to the wire every game. Every game down to the wire, and who's going to make the most. See, but if you're not in that stalled mindset, when the Knicks went up 8, the greater mindset would have been like, yo, let's get up 15.
Yeah.
Right. But the stalled mindset is, oh, this is uncharted waters. Oh my God, he's the league MVP. Oh my God, Maxi's really fast. So when you're in that stalled mind, it's like, bro, legit chat. Y'all will know what I mean when I say this. Have y'all ever had a great day at work and you walk outside and it's a beautiful day outside and you pick up dinner and you bring dinner home, but your wife and your girlfriend had the opposite day? work was terrible. Maybe somebody was hitting on her, with her all day, and she just frustrated and she got that argumentative energy. And despite how your day went, she draws you into that weird energy space. And then y'all wind up first you find up being kind of empathetic, and then y'all wind up arguing where she draw you into that space. Bro, that's where we are. It's like your kids in the morning. Your kids like I'm talking about the babies now. I'm talking about the babies. You know how you wake the babies up in the morning? Maybe your baby is 2 or 3 years old. You wake them up in the morning, they mad cranky, they don't want to get up, they don't want to move. You get them up, get their body moving or whatever. And then you give them like their favorite cereal for breakfast. And then you sit them down in front of Sesame Street where all the energy is positive. And before you know it, the energy changes. That's where we are with the Sixers, right? Where we are with the Sixers is the Sixers are a dying ship going down, right? And we are the ship in the opposite direction, a bright future, right? But we tied our hitches to them, and sometimes we pull them in the right direction, in our direction, and then at times they pull us in their direction. The thing about that ship, the ship that's a dying ship, that ship shouldn't have no force in pulling you in their direction. But we let them, right? We let them. That's where we are. We did not impose our will on it. When we went up by 8 on that team, when we went up by 8 late in the game, that team was ready to fold. But you know what we allowed them to do? Wood? After going up 8, we immediately allowed them to come down and hit a 3-pointer. Now they only down by 5.
Yep. And I'm gonna tell you something too. When Deuce McBride hit that jumper in the lane to push the lead to 6 with like 28 seconds left, Philly, them dudes they were making summer plans in their mind.
Right.
With the exception of Max, if you look at every other player on that team, those dudes were like, shoot, man, at least it's over. Some of them look relieved, bro.
Those dudes are the dudes on that roster are not Philadelphia 76ers. That's a job for them.
Yeah.
Kelly Oubre only paying the mortgage. He don't care nothing about Kelly Oubre will sign with the Knicks this summer if you let him.
Oh yeah, he wanted to be here anyway.
Right. If you gave Kelly Oubre even money, hey man, $8 million to play for the Sixers or $8 million to play for the Knicks, you know he playing for the Knicks, bro.
All day. All day.
Nicholas Batum, bro. You like, hey, Nick, listen, $10 million to play for Philly or $10 million to play for the Knicks. You know he ain't playing for the Sixers, bro.
Right.
I mean, come on, bro. Those dudes are playing for their jobs, and the Knicks are playing because they love being hit. They love being Knicks, right? And listen, my thing is ultimately, I'm not saying that the Knicks is the better franchise overall, but they're the better franchise right now.
Right.
Historically, they may not have been, but in this right now, yes. Philly has probably been the better franchise for the most part for the last.
You got to go back at least until you got to go back. I was gonna say you got to go back at least until the '70s, the late '70s rather.
Outside of trust the process, the Philadelphia 76ers are a first round, second round team, right? Outside of trust the process, right? But bro, the Knicks, nah, we ain't been that, and we trying to turn it around. there's no harm in that, right? There's no harm in that, right? But both teams are trying to turn it around, both franchises, right? Bro, but clearly the Sixers were defeated. Tyrese Maxey was not.
Yeah, I saw the huddle where Embiid was ready to go home and go home to his wife, and Maxey said, "I got you." Can I say something? I see we got a comment from brother Murphy here. Says Brunson made some major mistakes in the final quarter in OT. I'm gonna be honest. That's not talked about enough. That's not talked about enough.
Right.
Brunson played like he had no teammates on the floor with him in overtime. There was several times where you got OG in the corner wide open. And I mean, I'm talking wide open.
Right.
And he still chooses to put his head down and drive to the basket for an off balance floater over two guys. Like it- he played straight up hero ball last night.
And see, but that's the thing, Wood. That's the thing. That's the thing. He is a hero ball player. Brunson is who he is. He a hero ball player, bro. When hero ball goes great, bro, we love him, calling him superstar MVP caliber. When it go wrong, we point the finger like, man, he out there playing hero ball. Nah, bro, that's who he is. I mean, yo, that's just who he is, bro. We got to live with that. I'm sorry, yo, it's a part of it. We just got to live with it.
But do we gotta die with it too?
You got to die with it too.
Man,
Yep.
I
Yep.
mean, like, and I'm not taking a dump on Brunson. Let me make that very, very clear. I do understand without him playing, and he really raised his game to another level around Christmas time because at the start of the season, up to that point, it kind of looked like JB was declining a little bit.
He was
Like, you
shaky.
know,
He was shaky.
he was, yeah, he looked kind of suspect. I'm like, oh man, like. I was expecting to step forward. His playmaking wasn't what it is right now. He wasn't even trying on defense. He was just flopping, trying to take charges, or just being straight up a matador on defense. So he stepped his game up. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that when they brought a dude like OG in the building, like you gotta defend because if you don't defend, you're gonna stand out even more. You're gonna stand out even more if you don't defend in this scenario. So that's what I think we're seeing out of him is we're seeing, guys kind of stand out, even more. But I'm gonna tell you, I think the series is going seven. I don't want it to go seven, but I think the series is going seven. The
Bro,
only way it does not go seven is if we have
you don't want this. You don't
someone.
want this series to go seven, bro.
Oh, I definitely do not.
No, you do not want this. You do not want to
Definitely
put
do not.
Joel Embiid on the prime stage in the game seven with the whole universe hoping he can get over the hump.
Right. No, no.
No,
I'm gonna tell you, brother, we definitely don't want that. I'm gonna be real with you. We for sure don't want that. For
especially in the
certain, don't
garden.
want
In
that.
the garden in Madison, it'll be the most televised game that night. They're gonna have the NBA is gonna have their best broadcasting crew there. Probably be Mike Breen or somebody. Mike Breen, Doris Burke probably be there, and they'll all be praising Joel Embiid. Oh, the warrior. Joel Embiid is out here on a blown out knee and stroke-like symptoms. How did he get this team to a game seven? Nah, bro, you know,
Bro,
bro.
yeah, yeah,
No, Wood, you watched the game last night, right?
yeah. I
You
watched it.
watched you
I
watched the game
watched it.
last night, right? You should have watched it on playback TV with us, but we'll work on that, right? My thing is, last night you saw any number of foul calls that included Joel Embiid go to the closest player to him.
Oh, absolutely.
You remember that Joel Embiid raked my man across the arms? They gave Kyle Lowry the foul. Kyle Lowry was what?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You
But
remember how
Kyle
fast
Lowry,
Kyle Lowry got 5 fouls? Remember
yeah,
how fast Kyle Lowry got 5 fouls, bro?
yeah. And it took a minute to click and for Kyle Lowry to say, "Oh man, I gotta stay on code." Yeah, I did it. I did it. It was me.
Yeah.
It was me.
Yeah.
It took a minute, but it finally clicked in his mind. Like, oh, okay, I see what we're doing here. I see what we're doing. But I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you, Freeze, we have a very, very, very dangerous scenario brewing.
I don't think it's the
This
Knicks. I think it's the fan base. It's the fan base fault, bro.
you're gonna have to break that down for me.
Nah, bro. Nah, it's simple. It's as simple as Knicks fans believe and they don't believe at the same time, right? Knicks fans your Knicks fans are legit out here, like, and not all of them. It's just some. It's just some Knicks fans are on social media, like, oh yeah, I told you Knicks in six, bro. How the fuck you can Knicks in six? We knew this team was wounded coming in, and we could have beat them every game. This series could have been over. And you got people that think they want to be right more than they want the Knicks to win. And so we put this weird energy in the air. You know what I'm saying? We put this weird energy in the air, like, oh yeah, man. See, I told you Knicks in six. I told you Joel Embiid was good. And it make me think, well, what team are you rooting for? I just can't have the halfway. People look like, oh man, if it go to a game seven, at least a game seven is in the Garden.
Oh, that ain't gonna matter, bro. Yeah, that ain't
Bro,
gonna
we
matter.
should be, no matter who we play in the playoffs, our mindset should be we win every game one step at a time, not this projecting to the middle of next week mess. We out here like, yo, man, if it go back to the Garden, the energy gonna be crazy. I don't care
Nah,
who we play in a
nah.
game seven, bro. Nah, bro. No. Championship fan bases don't think like that. Championship fan bases don't think about giving away games. Championship fan
Yeah,
bases
that's
mad as hell when they lose, bro.
yeah. And I agree with you on that. You know, as fans, we gotta change our expectations too. That's why I'm so pissed off about last night because I'm at the point where I expect the Knicks to beat this team. And it's not because I'm arrogant or anything like that. It's because I'm looking at this Philadelphia team and they looking for a reason to quit. They looking for a reason to quit. They know in their minds, look, it ain't no way in hell we winning no championship. They looking for a reason to quit. And we keep giving them reasons to be inspired, bro.
We keep giving, we are breathing life into the enemy. It's like what I've been saying since I've been Wood. Wood will remember this because we go all the way back to Twitter, right? We go all the way back to Twitter. And we used to be in a Twitter thread back when the thread was with real G's. Now it's kind of filled with celebrities, people trying to get their shine and all that stuff. Oh my
You know
God,
it.
look at me. Look at me. The thread is whack, but that's another topic for another day, bro. But anyway, the point that I was getting at is when we first got on the thread together, people used to call me like the Mr. Optimist. They're like, yo, you be trying to find the bright side of anything, man. You know what I'm saying? The team is trash, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, be careful how you speak things into the universe, bro. Like this stuff you speaking into the air is going to come back and nip you, bro. You got to get out of that. You got to get out of that stunted mind state of thinking the worst thing is always going to happen. Or if you think that, shut up and don't spread it.
Yeah, don't say anything. Just keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep it to yourself.
Yeah, man. Come on, man. Yo, it's like legit. Remember I used to be on the thread. Cats used to be like, Cats would be on the thread like when we drafted, and Cats gonna lie and say they didn't say it, and they know they said it, bro. But the night we drafted Porzingis, the thread was calling that man Frederick Weiss all night for like a week. Cats was calling that man. Who is
Who?
Kringus Jingus?
You know what? To that point, I gotta admit, I had a post on Facebook when we drafted Porzingis, bro. That thing had like 30,000 views, bro. And I was draft ready. I had my jersey on, my hat on. I'm just sitting in the car, I feel embarrassed now. I was cussing up a storm because I couldn't believe it. I'm like, man, we got all these proven players on the board that we've seen, and we drafted unknown. But they hit on that. But when you hit like that, you get and I wouldn't call Porzingis generational, but he was damn close. He was damn close because, like Wemby, to a lesser extent, he wasn't like a Kevin Garnett that can dribble. This dude was 7'3" and legit had handles, bro. He had handles, doing step backs, pirouette, fade. You remember the Dwight Howard revenge? You remember that down in Atlanta? That play,
Yep.
insane, bro.
Yep.
But when you hit like that, like in hindsight, at the time, everybody's, oh man, he got to be traded. Better, great organizations would have found a way to make that work. They would have found a way to make that work, man. And they'd have been like, look, dude, we got a chance to pair you with the Jimmy Butler and a Kemba Walker this summer. We can go out and win something. They would
Mm.
have found a way to make that work. But being a clown show that it was at the time, we hired David Fisdale, who's the perfect coach if you want to tank for Zion Williamson and then tank again for Anthony Edwards. That's the perfect coach for that. But we hired him, and he wins 17 games, and he has us in position to get Anthony Edwards, and we fire him. Say, hey, y'all supposed to make the playoffs with Bobby Portis and Julius Randle as your top two options. Y'all supposed to be a playoff team. That's what we do. That's what we do. But nonetheless, not to bring up old bones, but we're here in a position now where
I'm
the,
talking
the
about, okay, we're talking
franchise,
about the mindset. We're talking about the
yeah,
mindset. The
yeah,
mindset.
yeah, and I go way back with the Knicks, so that's why a lot of times when I see fans talking, I just let them talk, bro, because I'm like, I can tell when somebody has not really been a fan that long. I can tell because the one thing that Knicks fans have never had is we've never had entitlement. We've never been that or done that. We've never been an entitled fan base where we felt like we deserved it, even though, in my opinion, they should have been. Because I'm gonna tell you, bro, the support that this team gets, you would think they were the Golden State Warriors or the Lakers with the
And
amount of
how
support that
does
they
that
get.
make the Warriors and the Lakers feel? They like the
Crazy.
Warriors and the Lakers is out here like, yo, the Knicks get all this love and attention and they suck.
And I think the
But if
Warriors
you're but
finally passed the Knicks a couple years ago as far as most valuable franchise. It took them about 20 years though.
yeah. But my point to the what the Lakers and the Warriors say, sure, the Knicks get all that love and attention, and we sucked at that time. But whenever we get this thing right, y'all in trouble. Whenever we get this thing right, bro, the league is on. I think the league is on notice right now. But in terms of the energy, I'm saying from Knicks fans is when you put dangerous stuff out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Fan bases don't think you think the Steph Curry Warriors in their prime is thinking, yeah, Warriors in six. Hell
Hmm.
no. They like Steph gonna win every night. At least they're confident that any night, the Warriors can win. But when you put this dangerous stuff out there, bro, yeah, Knicks in six. Or man, if it make it back to a game 7 at the Garden gonna be lit. You value entertainment over winning. You value entertainment over winning.
Yeah,
I'm
well, that's the
sorry.
danger. That's the danger. As long as the celebrities show up, as long as the house is packed out, there'll never be a championship mandate. And I think that may start to change a little bit now because the one thing I give Leon Rose credit for, and I'm still not his biggest fan, but I gotta give him respect for helping get things turned around. But the one thing that we have to keep in mind is that the Knicks are way closer than a lot of people would realize. And I mean, they're way closer to a championship than folks will be willing to admit. Way, way closer.
Right.
And I'm tired of being in a situation where I'm saying the same thing every year, which is, man, we one player away. We one player away, man. We one player away.
That's what fan bases. That's what no lie, bro. And not to cut you off, I'm not trying to, what I'm saying, steal the show or whatever. I understand it's the Big Boss Man Roundtable and all that. It's about the Big Boss Man and not me, right? But what I will say is this: anytime you hear people say, "Yeah, man, if we get to a game 7, man," or man, I told you it was gonna be Knicks in six, or when they point out 50,000 mistakes we made in a game. Bro, that's part of the game. No game is going to be played perfectly. Every team during the course of a game is going to make mistakes, right? It's a part of it. The game is not perfect. People are going to miss shots. They're going to turn the ball over. They're going to miss free throws. They're going to foul when they shouldn't. It's going to happen. That's why you play it in real life and not on paper. Because these things are going to happen, right? As a fan base, and I know I listen. This morning I pointed out. Some things that happened, and I realized the tenor in the way that I pointed them out. And I want to retract that. I want to make sure that everybody knows I'm not saying the Knicks are a bad team. I pointed out what I felt like were one or two plays that turned the tide in the game. Right? I don't want to be the fan that pile on every time something go bad. Right? Because we already got a bunch of those. We already got a bunch of those that want to that are so accustomed to losing that losing makes them comfortable. I'm not in that
Mm.
camp. I'm not in that camp. I want this team to win a championship. Right? Wood, you and I have known each other since 2014. Bro, it's been 10 years.
Yep.
And not close
Yep.
like this, everybody. At first, it started out, we were just kicking it on Twitter, in the Twitter thread. Like leading up to the Porzingis draft is when him and Free Keith used to have to come save me every day because I was the optimistic or the starry-eyed Knicks fan, right? That was getting his back kicked in on Twitter before people knew what I looked like. Like once I turned the camera on, all that stuff eased off. They like, yo, that dude is ugly. That ugly Joker, bro. I don't want to see.
Like that dude, he built like Orlando Pace, man. Leave him alone.
Yeah,
Leave the dude alone, man.
that dude got two fractured orbital bones in his face surgery. You know what I'm saying? This dude out here look like Kanye West. This dude looked like the light skinned Kanye West in the face, right? But nah,
Mm.
but the thing is this: like you got to be real careful about the energy that you project, like because what happens is whether we realize it or not, you never know who's looking, right? Whether you realize it or not, you never know who's looking. Right now, it might be right now. You don't know who Frank is. Frank might work for the Knicks. You don't know that.
Yeah.
Frank might be Jalen Brunson burner account. You don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Frank legit might be Isaiah Hartenstein's father. You don't know that. But we put like these weird vibes. We put these weird vibes in the universe, bro, about Knicks and 6. And you're like, yo, why would you say Knicks and 6 before the series start? You know what
Wow.
I'm saying? Our thing is a friend. The champions know that you have to win 16 games before you lose 4 out of 7. Right? And so the champions take things step by step. That's why when they get to the end and they hold that trophy, they know how hard it was to get there. When you see them dudes crying, bro, they knew over for 2.5 months they sacrificed everything. They sacrificed everything. Maybe they girlfriend stopped coming over, or maybe the wife and kids went out of town, or what you don't know. They sacrificed everything for that final two months of the season. 2 months, 2.5, however long it take, right? And we out here like, yeah, we're so good. We're gonna pick the Knicks in 6.
I'm gonna tell you something, man, and don't laugh at this. Um, do you remember when the thread first started and when it first started to grow? And it was when I think the guy's name was Steve Kyler. I can't remember what publication he was writing for. And it really started over an intense debate over Frank Ntilikina. And this is not an I told you so, moment, right? I bring this up because
Oh,
you
you talking about
mentioned
when this
yourself as
Fred
a
was in his prime? Because
yes, yes,
he had some
yes. And you
prosaic
had
questions too. Because I
yeah,
remember debating people over. I wanted Mario Hazonia or I wanted D'Angelo Russell one, but we knew.
yep, yep.
But
I think
after the
everybody
lottery
wanted
came,
Russell. Yeah, I think
yeah,
everybody wanted Russell.
yep.
Yeah,
After the lottery, we knew we wasn't gonna be able to jump up and get Russell. So a lot
right.
of us was like, well, maybe Moutier or Hazonia. That's what I was thinking. Since the Knicks were picking at 4, right? But we didn't know Devin Booker was gonna be any good, bro.
And you know what else? Uh, Shout out to my Razorbacks, by the way. Let me tell you something. Um, and I mean this, right? I remember it was a dude named Steve Kyler. I can't remember. He was a writer. He was writing for something because he's really the source of the thread because he started the whole Frank Ntilikina conversation,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and like 40 people jumped on board.
yeah.
And when you mentioned the Starry-Eyed fan, I feel some kind of way about that because I'm sitting here watching Frank Ntilikina, right, who was a dude that legitimately cannot play basketball at a professional level,
Right.
like at all. And people kept saying, "Oh, well, don't pay attention to his stats overseas because they don't score a lot over there." I'm like, "Oh, no, 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 no! Y'all got to stop saying that. It's not just about the numbers from overseas. I'm looking at his game." And it was so many self-proclaimed experts that were swearing up and down that Frank was that dude, that he was that dude. It was plenty point guard options available. I don't want to get such and such because I don't want Kimber because I don't want him to get in the way of Frank's development. Like
Yeah.
like that type of bull jump. Like, but my thing is those people, in my opinion, owe all of us apology. Every single one of us. Like we booed Dennis Smith Jr., who was a better player than Frank Ntilikina and still got a job, by the way, and a rotation spot, by the way. Who's a better player than Frank? We booed this kid after he lost. It was like his stepmother, or his grandmother, or somebody. We booed this kid saying we
We
want
we
Frank.
booed him 3 days later, bro.
Like
Like that happened.
it's
His stepmother passed away. He went there and was like, "No, I got to get away from here. I got to get back to basketball to get my mind right." And then the place
we
that's his
booed him.
respite turned on him.
We want Frank.
We want Frank. Yep. Yep.
We want Frank, bro. We want Frank. That's how I feel about Nick fans, bro. Like I still think to this day, some of those people, bro. I want to say they owe me an apology almost, bro. That's how I feel about them. I want to say they owe me a doggone apology
Mm.
because of what we had to endure dealing with that mess.
Yeah. Yeah. So ultimately, what I'm saying is, be careful about the energy as a Knicks fan base that you put in the air. Right. Right. Be careful about the energy that you put in the air. Right. Because the thing is the energy that you put in the air. It's just not a one on wood. Like a lot of times people get on a live stream, right? And they see us in a live stream talking to each other, and they forget that thousands of people are going to see this. Thousands
Yep.
of people are going to see this, right? And that energy that you put in the air is going to be seen by those thousands of people. And once it gets outside of your realm, once it gets to those thousands of people, it's going to be it's compound, right? Those thousands of people compound millions of people spreading this weird energy of such and such, right?
And
Like,
the reason it's dangerous is if we say on this show right now, hey, look, man, the Knicks are better without Julius Randle. This gets out to thousands of people. And then of those thousands of people, they all tell 5 people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So a bad take can be multiplied by millions.
Yep.
So that's why you got to be careful with what you do and what you say, and especially when you're in a highly visible spot. Because if we being real, and I mean really real, it's a lot of guys with big platforms that don't know ball, don't make reasonable statements,
And they
and
have dual citizenship, bro.
right. And I've seen it. I'm not gonna mention any names, but I've seen guys with considerable platforms say on one hand, "Oh man, Julius Randle's selfish. Oh man, Alec Burks can't play," and then on the very next thing they upload, "Oh man, I really think Alec Burks gonna make a difference for this team." Oh, I told Kendra Ramsey, their husband is great. We love Julius in New York. Like it's that. That's why. Hey, rock with us, man. Because one thing you ain't gonna get over here is, as Freeze referred to, energy. You're not gonna get that fakeness. You're not gonna get that fakeness. No top is gonna be too. No player, no top is gonna be too sacred to touch, and you're not gonna get fakeness. It's not gonna be. Well, let me. And the reason I brought up Frank too is a lot of people rode the Frank wave, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of people rode the Frank wave. It's a publication right now that wrote an article that said Frank Ntilikina is redefining the point guard position. And
Whew.
they got thousands and thousands and thousands of thousands of followers. And they rode that Frank wave straight to the top. That's one thing I gotta give my boy Freezy. He did not Frank Ntilikina had an insane number of fans, bro. And you had some dudes that rode that Frank wave to the top of social media.
You know
To
what?
the top.
My thing with Frank is this. I was a big fan of Frank in the very beginning. But when it got to a point where Frank couldn't play, when we like, oh snap, we've been bamboozled, bro. When we got to Free Keith saved me, bro. He was like, "You gonna join the Church of Frank or not?" And I was like, "The Church of Frank?" He's like, "Yeah, Frank got his own church. People just blindly follow him without any recourse." And I was like, "Nah, I love basketball, bro." He was like, "But you be pounding the table for Frank every day," and I'm like, because I wanted to see a young player develop in New York. He's like, nah, nah. And from that point on, I had to jump. I had to jump ship, bro. Right? It could because it's the same thing with Quentin Grimes and R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly and Obi Toppin. When we drafted those guys, I was rooting for them to be successful in New York. Right? But when they started becoming a detriment, I was like, "C'est la vie, bro. C'est la vie."
You know what?
And I'm not the best at French. That's one of the French words. That's one of the French terms I learned from Frank, right? C'est la vie. When you not helping us, you hurting us, bro. Bye. Bro, we
Man,
gotta, yeah, yeah, what?
that's the stone cold truth, brother. I hate to put it that way. That's just the stone cold truth. But a lot of people, man, lost my respect as far as me listening to their basketball takes as a result of that Frank Ntilikina deal, bro. Like a lot of people did because I'm like, you telling me this dude can play basketball? He just needs an opportunity, but they giving him 20, 30 minutes a game for 2, 3 years,
Right.
and he's still the same guy. 5 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. That's who he been.
That's who we been the whole time,
That's
bro.
who he. I mean, I'm like, that's who he is, and that's who he's been. Like this breakout that y'all talking about. When is it? Help me understand when it's coming.
Right, right. And even now, the reason why we do this, right? So for those that don't know, so um we had three or so guys at one time coming on the channel and rocking. It used to be. You remember when you remember you used to rock with Charles B. Remember Charles B.
I remember Chuck. I still
Remember
see him
Chuck?
on social media from time to time.
And from time to
Yep.
time, yeah. We used to do a thing called Knicks versus, where Chuck used to just sit back and read the comments and just take on anybody ridiculous take, right? And so it's one of those things where we try to be in the moment, like tell the truth as things are happening. Like, hey, salute to King Ribby. King Ribby says, "Don't say anything about RJ." Hey, man, I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. The RJ thing has passed.
God.
The RJ thing is so gone, bro.
Oh
I
man.
don't even know. Well, you had one. You had something on RJ.
I'm gonna be honest. RJ was the situation with RJ was similar. I have to admit it was similar. Like everybody's saying, oh, he need the keys. Oh, they got to give him an opportunity. Oh, they got to put him in position to succeed. And I'm sitting there watching young players that were put in worse situations.
Oh
You
wait,
know, like
breaking news, bro. Breaking news.
oh,
Breaking news. RJ Barrett at the rim. RJ Barrett at the rim, everybody.
Brick, Brick,
RJ Barrett at the rim.
Brick.
What? I
I'm
can't.
like, but you know what I was saying though is he was another player where people were saying he was something that he realistically was not, and they will always put it on age and opportunity. And I'm like, okay, the dude when he first got to New York, Fizdale gave him the effing ball and started him at point guard.
Right.
Like, what more opportunity do you need? You know what I'm saying? We sitting here watching young players do it. We saw John Morant take the ball and do it. We saw Anthony Edwards go into a locker room full of vets and do it. We saw Luka Doncic go into a locker room full of vets and do it. He played with Dirk Nowitzki, for God's sakes. And Dirk was washed, but Dirk still had to get his touches. We saw Jason Tatum go to a locker room, but they were like, nah, homie, you the fourth option, young fella. And he took over. And these are all guys that were drafted around the same age and around the same place in the draft.
Yeah.
So people would try and tell you that the reason the difference between Tatum and RJ is Tatum got an opportunity. No, Tatum was behind Kyrie. Scary Terry wasn't giving that rock up. You had Jalen Brown trying to figure it out. No, Tatum earned his keep.
Hey, you had Gordon Hayward.
Yeah, Hayward was on the team. He earned his keep. It was something different about him that made them vets say, wait a minute, this young dude is different. So I think that not to get off topic, but it's kind of like Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones has never had to earn that quarterback spot. It was given to him.
Oh my God. Wait, let
They sat Eli
me.
Manning down after 2 games and gave Daniel Jones the job. And they did not bring in a single quarterback that would even threaten him in terms of competition.
Because
Not
he's
not once.
a leader on and off the floor, on and off the field. Daniel
Not once.
Jones knows how to play the game the right way. Jalen,
Not once, bro.
Daniel Jones is the first guy in the building and the last one to leave. All the cold cliches, meaning this guy ain't really no good, but we hope he turn into something.
Yeah, that's the story. But to quote a great man named Dan Hampton, who I'm sure you're familiar with, who was also a Razorback, by the way.
Dan Hampton, yeah,
He made a comment because somebody said, "Well, y'all got a lot of rookies y'all drafting here. Chicago should be pretty good again, huh?" Dan's like, "What do you mean? Have you seen them play?" Well, no, they got great potential. Dan's comment was this: All potential means is you ain't done shit yet. That's all potential means."
yeah, that's all potential means. Yeah,
And the one thing I will say about potential is God's gonna show you early. Like we knew right away when Porzingis got to New York. Oh snap, this guy's different.
yeah,
You knew right away when Walt Clyde Frazier got to New York. Oh snap, this dude is different.
yeah,
When Patrick Ewing got to New York, oh man, this guy's different. You know what I'm saying? You knew right away. It wasn't no, well, we got to give Obi Toppin minutes, man. We got to give him an opportunity. We got to give him no. You knew right away. This guy ain't it, bro. This guy's a role player. When Maxie got to Philadelphia, they knew right away, oh snap, this kid is different.
Yeah.
We may need to let James Harden get up out of here so we can put the ball in this kid's hands. They knew right away, this kid is different.
When you heard
So
Tyrese Maxey said he didn't care about starting because he was going to impact the game when he got on the floor, you was like, "Oh snap! This this dude, this dude is going to be something."
he's special, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, he really is special, bro. So, you know, I'm gonna end it like this, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that the next time we talk on the Big Boss Man Roundtable, I hope and pray that we're discussing our second round opponent. I hope and pray that there we are. And I'm looking at the seeding. It would be the winner of the Cavs and well, yeah, Boston got that series on lock. It'd be the winners of the Cavs and Magic, right? Because somebody said Indiana. Did Indiana get the fifth seed or fourth seed?
I think so. I think that's the. I think so. Somewhere in
Because
there. Yeah.
Boston first, Philly, Boston first, Miami eight, Knicks second, Philly seven. I was always confused between those three teams where you had like Indiana. Okay, so three, yeah, 3-6. So Indiana's the sixth seed. So we're
Mm.
gonna play we will play the winner of Orlando and Cleveland,
No,
right?
no, we playing that winner of Indiana, Milwaukee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, the Bucks look like they're gonna win that, brother. So I thought it was gonna be over, but to beat them without the top two players, yeah, you got my Razorbacks, Beverly and Portis out there doing their thing, bro. They doing their thing. Pat Bev had 12 points and like 13 assists. So they holding the fort down. So we gonna see. We gonna see.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm not even worried about that, bro. Like I've been saying for this whole live stream, bro. I'm not worried about the future. I'm worried about one step at a time. One step at a time, bro. And the one step at that's what I feel like that's what champions do. They embrace the championship march, right? That's why it's so heartbreaking when you lose, right? But for those teams that be looking ahead and looking behind and looking around and they don't have that championship focus, and they'll be watching the championship on TV. But anyway,
That's
that's
it.
all we got, everybody. We're gonna get out of here. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Well, thank you for coming through, bro.
Man, anytime, brother. We gotta keep this thing going, man. Stay consistent, stay connected, and get these positive messages out and real messages out to the people, bro.
Yeah, man. All right, y'all. We out of here, everybody.
Peace.